You have it. The gospel is like all of us have sinned, and it's out of our own free will. That's why we get judged. For example, babies, they don't go to hell. We don't believe that because they are innocent.
Yes.
But when we do things that are evil, God will judge us, and He cannot let sin go unpunished because that will mean that He is an unjust judge. So He punished Jesus Christ, and that's how we get eternal life because our judgment was on Jesus. So He took it.
Okay, why?
Yeah.
Why Jesus have to go all the punishment for the people?
Hey, what's going on, guys? So I just want to do a quick intro to the video. If you guys want to skip forward to the conversation, that's the time right there. But this is a store that I was led to go. It's a Muslim store. I just cover the face of the person just to, not put him to shame or anything like that. But this is a way that you can show how Muslims are wrong, about the Quran, essentially, because Islam has a ridiculous concept about God's justice, and is the issue of free will. And funny enough, the Muslim that I was talking to, as you guys will see in the video, he has a Christian concept of free will, which is that we make choices and we are judged because of the choices that we make. In Islam, it's not like that. In Islam, Allah makes you sin and He judges you for the sin that He makes you literally do. That's ridiculous, and that's why you can show Muslims that Islam is false, because that is ridiculous, right? Makes no sense. But if you guys stick to the end of the video, I will show a little bit better how the argument works and share some hadith or surahs if I got. So hope you guys enjoy the video.
You can drive.
Yeah.
You can't drive that car motorcycle in the woods.
Yeah, no, exactly. Doesn't work.
No.
But do you know, like, I was gonna ask you, do you know, for example, like, what's like the gospel of Jesus, or do you have never heard that?
Well, I know about the gospel. Like,
Yeah.
really, I didn't know much. I don't want to say something I didn't understand. I know about,
Yeah.
like, I know about the gospel. Like, I didn't know much in detail in it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I just want to tell you just to, because like I said, like God, like He cannot accept sin. So all of us have like done, like I have lied and all that.
Yeah.
I have done a lot of things that are wrong. So God
We
cannot.
all do.
Exactly.
We all do. God, inna Allah ghafurun
Yeah.
rahim.
Yeah.
God is merciful for the people.
Yeah.
We know. God created us. We make a mistake.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
we learn from our mistake and correct our mistake,
Yeah.
God forgive us.
So
That's normal. We all do mistakes.
in Christianity, it's not like that. Like God cannot, because God has to be like all just. Like if, for example, if you like kill a person in a criminal law, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then you go and the judge has you on camera, you kill a person, and then you tell the judge, I'm very sorry, I'm a changed man.
Yeah.
The judge is not gonna be like, well, okay, you are sorry, you're merciful, and the judge is not gonna let you go.
Well,
That'll be bad.
That's in
Yeah.
court. We are human. We are in court. We get because the punishment. That's the rule of punishment.
Yeah.
That's the rule of law. It's not. They are not God.
Yeah.
If you are sorry for what you did, and our God, and eye of God, in front of God,
Yeah.
and you're sorry for real. God know you're sorry.
Yeah,
God know
yeah,
you
yeah.
make a mistake. God know you did that, and God understand what you. If you
The
really
motive.
change for real,
Yeah.
for real, God forgive you.
So, for example, like in the gospel, in Christianity, God cannot do that because God is all just. Meaning that if He let it go, then that means that He's not a just God, because He's letting sin go unpunished.
No, inna Allah ghafurun rahim. That's a mistake. That's what God.
Yeah.
God created us.
Yeah.
If He created us, and He control us at the same time.
Yeah.
He write down what we do from the day I'm born to the day we die.
That's the difference between Christianity, because in Christianity we believe like God doesn't make us do that. God created us, but we can do whatever we want. God doesn't, like, for example, I've read in the Quran, it says that Allah writes down the sin that a man must commit. Yeah, you can take it.
Yes. No.
So in Christianity,
that's true. Which is God, He write down what you, and God at the same time said, I give you the brain to think.
But
See,
that's what we think.
You
Yeah.
have the adjustment.
Okay.
Okay. Now, to go kill somebody, I know it's wrong.
Right.
To go hit somebody, I know wrong. You yell at somebody.
But Allah makes you do
it's
it.
Wrong. Okay, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. God give us, we can do that.
Yeah.
And God give us, we can do the opposite.
Yeah, like
Give
for
us
example.
both. He usage it. Now,
Yeah, you
God
okay.
put you to that test.
Okay.
God give you the opportunity.
But in Islam, you can like for example, in Islam, Allah writes what you're gonna do, and there's no if or buts.
No,
Like you
God-
cannot overcome the will of Allah.
God allows you to do both.
No, in Islam, He doesn't.
I mean, you can no. I mean, you're allowed to do both physically. Now, for you to choose, God give you the choice at the same time. Okay,
Let me, cause I read it. I've read something like that, and it was pretty because that's a big difference.
God does not tell you, hey, go do bad things.
I think He does. Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
my point. Like for example, can we see? Okay, so yeah. So this is something that I read, and this is Sahih. So I just wanted to. So Sahih. This is Sahih Muslim, which
Sahih
is a
Muslim,
hadith.
yes, hadith.
That is, how do you call it? It's good. It's a good hadith. So very Allah has fixed the very portion of adultery which a man will indulge in, and which he of necessity must commit. So Allah has fixed the portion of adultery. So there's no, Allah so fixed the portion of adultery, and then he must of necessity commit it. So there's no, you cannot, like in Christianity, we don't believe that. In Christianity, we believe that God gives you a free will. You can do something, you can make adultery, but you can choose not to do it. If you do it, you will be judged because you out of your free will did it. But in Islam, like for example, that's Sahih Hadith, which means that it's authentic. Allah fix it, and then you must of necessity commit it. So there's no free will there. In Christianity, we believe that there's free will. In Christianity, so for example, when God that's just so you have it, because I don't know if you have it. The gospel is like all of us have sinned, and it's out of our own free will. That's why we get judged. For example, babies, they don't go to hell. We don't believe that because they are innocent.
Yes.
But when we do things that are evil, God will judge us, and He cannot let sin go unpunished, because that will mean that He is an unjust judge. So He punished Jesus Christ, and that's how we get eternal life, because our judgment was on Jesus. So He took it.
Okay, why?
Yeah.
Why Jesus have to go all the punish for the people?
Because He cannot be unjust. If for example, if somebody kills a family member of yours, and the killer says that he is sorry, and he's actually sorry, right?
Yes.
And the judge sees the evidence, and the judge just let him go. Do you think that that's a good judge, or he's a bad judge?
It's not nothing. Okay.
Yeah, no, go ahead. You can take it.
Hello.
Alright, so that was the end of the video. I have here two hadith that prove that there's no free will in Islam, and I'm gonna put them on the screen now. And again, this is really good to witness to Muslims, because Allah literally makes you sin, and then He punishes you for the sin that He makes you do. That's ridiculous. So this is Sahih Muslim 2657b, and it says, "Verily Allah has fixed the very portion of adultery which a man will indulge in, and which he of necessity must commit. The adultery of the eye, the lust of the look," and he just keeps talking about the types of sin that Allah literally fixed. It says over here, Allah has fixed the very portion of adultery which a man will indulge in, and which of necessity must commit. So Allah fixed it for you, and you out of necessity gotta do it. So I mean, that's insane. That's just adultery, right? But imagine all the type of sins that Allah wants you to do, fix it already for you. That's crazy, right? So I got another one right here. This one is a better one. So this is Aisha. This is Sahih Muslim 2662. See, and this one is better. So this is Aisha speaking to Muhammad, and then Muhammad responds to Aisha. So this is Aisha right now. Allah's messenger, there is happiness for this child who is a bird from the birds of paradise, for he committed no sin, nor has he reached the age where one can commit sin. So this is Aisha. So essentially, a kid, I guess a kid or a child. It says over there a child or a kid. So this child dies, and she's saying, wow, like there's heaven is rejoicing, right? Because this is a bird from paradise. Now check what Muhammad says. Um, he said, Aisha, pre-adventure, it might be otherwise because God created for paradise those who are fit for it while they were in their father's loins, and created for hell those who are to go to hell. He created them for hell while they were in their father's loins. So, bad luck, some kids that die will end up in hell. Why? Because Allah made them for hell. So that's crazy, that's ridiculous, because that's not justice. Like, I cannot make you do something and then judge you for the very thing that I made you do, especially when you have literally zero control. So again, that's Islam. Those are only two hadith that are authentic, that you can use to witness to your friends, because anybody with a brain on their head knows that there's something off about a God that makes you sin and then judges you for the very thing that he made you do. So yeah, that's it.